Okay, man. So this is what I want to talk about. In today's topic, we will be discussing something that has been happening to me since I was, I don't know, like 20, 21, 22. I dress in a particular way. Uh, Usually, when I'm at work, I dress the same way. It's basically become, like a friend of mine once said, my palette, right? Like a template, like a way that you'll always see me. So what it is essentially a long sleeve shirt, button up, a white shirt or a black shirt underneath, right? This is a dress shirt that I wear. Pants, jeans, dress pants when I'm going to work, jeans when I'm not, right? But that's essentially what I do. I don't do t-shirts. I mean, t-shirts are when I'm at the house, when I go to the park, when I'm at the pool, the beach. That's when I think t-shirts are fine. Uh, you know, to be at home, walking around, all that stuff, right? But when you go outside into the real world, dress shirt, inner shirt, white or black, like a regular shirt, like an inner shirt, to eat up the sweat basically. And the outside shirt, dress shirt, buttons. Used to be short sleeve, but I got away from that and I just started doing long sleeves because for whatever reason I just wanted to always cover my arms up. I don't know. Go figure, right? Pants, like I said, jeans to be social. Ooh, he's really in party mode. And when not, when at work, dress pants. But the same basic palette, right? Unless there's a uniform in the job. Now, what I want to bring up is the fascination that I've had that, again, since my 20s when I started wearing these type of clothes, I cannot get away from the fact, and it even happened today at Winn Dixie. I cannot get away from, excuse me, do you work here? No, I don't. Hey, some people don't even ask, man. Some people just straight up, hey, what aisle can I find? I had this happen to me at a Publix a couple of weeks ago. All of this stays in my head because I don't like interacting with people when they're asking me questions that I don't feel I should answer, even though I know the answer to. But check out the Publix interaction. Hey, where can I find I don't know, something water, something sport, something, right? And I look at him. I know the answer he wants me to give him. No, I don't work here, man. You'll have to ask someone else. I don't give that answer anymore. In my 20s, I used to give that answer. You know what answer I give now? I look straight in the eye deadpan and I do, I don't know. And I keep going back to what I was doing, which is looking for stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm looking for a can of this, or I'm looking for that. Uh, this young American white boy, you don't know. You don't know because they assume that I actually work there. See, that's how I've turned it around. That's how I've turned it into a game. That's where I've gone, okay, okay, you guys think I work here? Then I'm going to make you feel that as an employee, I'm doing my job bad. I'm going to give you attitude. I'm not going to look at you. I don't curse at them because, I did that once and it didn't work because the guy started cursing back and then I kept cursing. And then I'm going to talk to your manager. And then I started laughing. I said, you effing idiot. I don't work here. Oh, you should have said that in the first place. And that's when I realized, oh, crap. Not telling them that I don't work here is actually beneficial to me. Because I don't like the fact that you're coming up to me and you're stereotyping me based on the fact, oh, I'm dressed. I'm not wearing a uniform. I'm not wearing a CVS uniform. I'm not wearing a Publix uniform. Look, these are places that have actual uniforms for their employees. A Winn Dixie uniform. I'm wearing a dress shirt and pants, but has it happened a lot at GameStop where I was at the bottom of the totem pole? Yeah, I worked at a GameStop. I was at the bottom of the totem pole and I worked with a lot of young people. My managers and my assistant managers, they were younger than me. Heck, the district manager was younger than me. Yes, I know, an old man like me working at GameStop. Thank you so much to my friends that allowed me to work there. Best 2 years of my life. I kid you not when I tell you this. I made a really good amount of friends, which I don't really communicate with, but I'm not a friend guy, dude. I'm not the guy that, hey man, let's hang out. Hey man, let's go to the malt shop and get ourselves a couple of milkshakes. I'm not that guy, dude. I've never been that guy. So hopefully they don't feel bad about the way it's turned out, but they realize that it's not them, it's really me. I'm just not that guy. Not antisocial. I'll socialize. But when I want to socialize, like if I don't feel like going out, I'm not going out. I'd rather stay here, watch a movie, play a video game, jerk off. Well, anyways, well, I probably shouldn't have said that. Masturbate. That's the way you say it. Masturbate. Uh, I I learned with this individual in particular at the Publix that it didn't matter if I wear a uniform or not. Oh, what I was saying with GameStop is that I give off the aura of a manager because since I'm the older guy surrounded by younger people, when and the way I'm dressed too, they're in their jeans, their t-shirts, their I was gonna say Motley Crue, but their Deca shirts and their Dragon Ball Z's and all that stuff, and they see me dress shirt, dress pants. In GameStop, I wore jeans. There was no uniform there. Jeans, sneakers, but they'll see me and they'll think, oh, the old guy with a beard and dressed like that, it must be the manager. Excuse me, how can I do this? They would always ask me, so it was fine. I'm the guest advisor, so for me it was good to interact with them because that was my job to talk to them as soon as they walk in, so that the manager, assistant manager, who are bringing them up, can be doing other stuff. So it worked out fine, but with that aura that I have of, this power guy, this guy that's in charge, that guy looks like he's in charge. That guy looks like he can answer my questions. This jackass comes up to me at the Publix, hey, where's that water thing? And I look deadpan and right straight in his face. Because I'm not being disrespectful. Like I said, this guy at Publix, man. Hey, is this what? I don't know. And I keep back doing it. You don't know? He walks away. But then he turns back around, kind of like, no, you're gonna tell me where it is. But here's where it got funny. I thought he was gonna really like, who do you think this is that? Flashback to CVS. No. He's like, it's water. It's a sports drink. So in what aisle, like that, like basically making me feel dumb, right? In what aisle do you find the sports drinks? And I'm like, sports drinks. Let me think about that for a second. And he's like, he's thinking. Like, he started saying that. And I'm like, what the hell? Who's this guy talking to? Weird. And I felt bad for him because once he started, like, he's thinking, I'm like, wait, is he messing around? Or is he, like, one of those guys that, like, talks to himself and then takes out a gun and just shoots me? You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't intimidated by the fact that he was going to kill me. But I was kind of like, oh, this guy might not have all his senses together. Because a normal, rational human being would have been like, how's it possible you don't know? Don't you work here? And then I would have been like, no, I don't. And then it would have been like, oh, I'm sorry, and then walked away. This guy kept assuming that I worked there, and I just didn't want to give him the answer. And when he did the whole, he doesn't know. Oh, man. I just hearing that, I was just like, uh-oh. So sports drinks, and I'm like, damn, how do I give him the right answer? Because I really don't know. But I remember that every time I walk into a Publix, the first thing I see are the sports drinks. So that has to be aisle one or aisle two. Now, normally aisle one is a little bit further to the right near the vegetables and the fruits and all that. So I'm gonna say two. And I threw that out there, and I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Yeah, okay. The sports drinks are in aisle two. And he's like, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And sorry to bother you. He turned around and walked away. And I didn't say anything. I just turned back and I was like, I really hope that's in aisle two. Because if it's not in aisle two, this guy is going to come back to where I am standing right now and be like, oh, man, I went aisle two. Come on, man. It was in aisle two. I found that out when I went to pay. Like the automatic cashier, those auto robots that, ring you up, they were right in front of aisle two, and that's where the sports drinks were. And I was like, okay, good. I gave him the right info. But yeah, man, the way I dress, the way I go into these stores, and then maybe the aura that I give off where I feel like I'm empowered and everybody is underneath me to a certain level. I don't know why, but every single time it happened today at Winn-Dixie. Today's was just a simple, excuse me, sir, do you work here? And I was like, I just looked. I didn't even say nothing. I just shook my head no and looked away. Because, bro, it's so freaking annoying. It happens so much. And these people are not being mean. All right, CVS story. Why not? Just throw it out there, right? I got like, 5 minutes left? I'm at a CVS. Hey! Where do they have that? This was a very long time ago, so I'm gonna give you the best of my recollection, officer. So I kind of remember, but I don't know. The names have been changed to protect the people involved in this story, right? Bro, this lady, old lady. Hey, where do you guys have the this? And I'm like, I don't know where we have this. Hey, and this is her. Hey, you don't yell at me. Who do you think you are? And I'm like, I can effing yell at whoever effing I want. You're the one that came at me yelling. Oh, you're gonna effing yell at whoever you effing want, bro, like that, man, back and forth. This is a Hispanic lady. Like, by the way, well, I'm not gonna start culture. Let's just say if it was an American woman, I don't think I would have had this hard of a time. But hey, just back and forth, to the point where eventually it gets to, I want to speak to your manager, and I'm like, you go ahead and speak to my manager and tell him that I effing quit and I don't want to work here anymore. This is who I used to be. This is when I was under the influence of narcotics. This is when I started learning about psychology and philosophy. And this is when I was really big into messing with people. Like I don't know if I purposely, psychologically, mentally, psychically called that woman over and made her think that I worked there. But it's also possible supervisors at CVS, maybe they don't wear the same uniforms as the employees. Like they get to wear dress clothes. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know, dude. But this old lady, the thing that bothered me about her was the way that she comes off. Not like, excuse me, can you help me with this? Or, hey, or like the guy at Publix where he's just assuming that I work there and say, hey, where do you find this or that? No, she came in yelling and complaining. Hey, how come I can't find that? Where do you guys put all this stuff? So I yelled back. I don't like getting yelled at, man. And from a woman? Man, get the hell out of here, dude. Come on, man. A woman get to come me yelling at me. I'm not in a relationship with you. We didn't sleep together last night. How you gonna come at me and start yelling? Hey, bro! And an old lady at that, and she wasn't even like a sexy old lady, because there's some old ladies that still look good even though they're old, like they're in their 60s and 70s. We're talking about old grandmas, great grandmas, right? But they still dress nice. They still, hair, perfume, a lot of perfume. The jewelry, the makeup, and they're old, but they still look nice. Maybe with a couple of beers. You never know. Grandma still likes the siki siki. I said siki. I didn't say the other one. So to wrap this up very quickly, I said, yeah, just tell them I quit and I don't want to be here anymore, but I got in trouble. Why? Because as we're having this argument where we're yelling at each other, the actual, I don't know if it was the manager or the assistant manager, somebody comes up. It wasn't an employee. Somebody comes up. And she's like, can I help you too? And I'm like, this lady wants to know where this is, because I kind of felt bad. Like, you get cornered and you're like, you're doing something wrong, and it was like, oh crap, here comes the authorities. So I felt bad, and I actually repeated to that manager exactly what the old lady wanted. And the old lady's like, there, was that so hard? I'm like, oh man. Oh, the situations I find myself in. But she didn't say anything to the manager like, oh, he's a bad employee or you should have him fired. I guess that was her way of kind of scaring me into giving her the information. But yeah, man, that was it, dude. Why do I get confused with people that work at these places? Which, by the way, if I do get this job either at Target or at Walmart, I'm gonna find it so funny that now it'll be the reverse. Now when I actually work there, nobody's gonna ask me anything. Although in Walmart you can tell, right? You always see them with the little carts and the little things. I think Target. No, I don't think Target uses uniforms. Or maybe no. Yeah, the people I've seen at Target, they're all always dressed with regular clothing. But yeah, man. So if you have that problem, leave your comments below. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. This channel is a beta test for me. I'm doing only audio, but the visuals are the audio, so you're seeing my voice like visually represented, because doing regular a picture and then my voice on a channel that I did many moons ago, that didn't work. And now I have the ability with this cell phone to actually implement my voice in a visual sense. Helps you because you're hearing me, and I want you to hear me. This is only recordings. And most of these recordings are being done when I'm gaming. But pretty soon I'll just start recording directly to the phone. Point is, I want you to visually see something while I'm speaking to you. And I don't want to start putting actual videos and clips because, bro, YouTube with their copyrights and what you can and can't put up. The classical music video that I put a couple of days ago with like the first stuff, which was just straight up text with the which image is good and what type of logo should I use. Which that was a horrible video, man. It looked good on my phone. But then when I actually saw it on, because I clicked on the video to see it, I think it has 3 views, and I was view number 4. So the view that I got from that, I was like, bro, the visual is so bad, dude. It looks like garbage, man. And I tried, man. On my phone, it looked good. But when that thing blew up and I tried to even do it in nice 4K and all that, man, it looked like garbage. So whatever, it's a test run, learning. So hopefully you're enjoying this series. And remember, I upload one video every single day.